Documents. Button. Heroes call freeware 3. Sleep mode on.
Select the menu.
Dash with window. R. Level 1 WhatsApp data. ID Llama. It is WordPad. ID. Belt WordPad.
Inventory. Armor. Weapons. Magical apparel. Potions and food. Dilute. 90. 6 week. 2 week. 4 week. Potion of great. Potion of sorcery. Potion of revival 5 of 14. Use potion of revival on Gwen Adrianus. JC uses potion of revival on Gwen Adrianus. Pause menu. Save your game. Use which unit skills? JC. Gwen Adrianus. Select a skill to use. Blazing weapon. Regain focus. Use which unit skill? Sister Alexia. Select a skill to use. Regain focus. Use blessed weapon on who? JC. At full health. Select a skill to use. Regain focus. Favor of the divine. Hands of healing. Blessed weapon. Hands of heal. Use hands of healing on Gwen Adrianus. Sister Alexia. Use hands of healing on. Sister Alexia uses hands of healing on Gwen Adrianus. 51 health recovered. 149 health remains. Select a skill to use. Use which unit skills? Which file will you save to? Create a new save file. Graveyard. Game save. Nothing to interact with. Choose a beacon. Farhaven Catacombs. Map marker. To Farhaven Graveyard. Farhaven Catacombs.
North.
Pause menu. Save your game. Load a save game. Sounds reference. Change audio settings. Audio settings menu. SFX. Radar and dialogue volume. Sappy speech rate slider 6. 5. 4. 5. Changes saved. Pause menu. Change audio settings.
West.
Mausoleum wall 5.
West.
Mausoleum.
North.
You have encountered 3 enemies. Retreat. Choose a skill for retreat. You ran from the enemy.
North. North. East.
Mausoleum.
North.
Entering mausoleum
Northwest.
staircase. Mausoleum.
West.
Mausoleum.
North. East.
Mausoleum.
East.
You have encountered 1 enemies. Switch weapons. Attack. Finesse. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Attack. Retreat. Examine enemies. Examine party. Examine enemies. Examine party. Rest. Choose a skill for retreat. Examine enemies. Examine party. Rest. 203 damage. Battle log. Look.
East.
Press the enter key to enter catacombs.
North.
Leaving mausoleum. Choose a beacon. Valenport Mausoleum. Nabansius Mausoleum. Ulcano Mausoleum. Adrianus Mausoleum. Set custom beacon. Adrian. Ulcano Mausoleum.
North.
Which file? Graveyard. Game save. Nothing to interact with.
North.
Wall 2.
East. South.
Wall
South. South.
Maternus
East.
Family Crypt 26.
East.
Entering Maternus Family Crypt.
East.
What will you take? Fine Iron Mace 1 of 3. This iron cudgel is heavy enough to do some real damage. Tightly wrapped cord provides a secure, comfortable grip. Taken. Rusty Iron Longsword 1 of 2. This may once have been a standard soldier's weapon, but time and neglect have rendered it nearly useless. Taken. Rusty Iron Warhammer 1 of 1, though almost entirely covered in rust. Taken.
East. East.
Leaving Maternus Family Crypt.
North.
Wall
North.
6.
North.
Liam the Avenger has joined the battle. You have encountered 3 enemies. Choose a skill for JC. Second win, switch weapons, attack. Use attack on who. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Ice Spike, blazing weapon, regain focus, blazing strike, icy strike, firebolt. Use firebolt on who. Giant. Choose a skill for attack. Light of purity, blessed weapon, regain focus, blinding glory, blessed weapon. Light of purity. Use light of giant rat at full health. 83 damage. 67 damage. Choose a skill for JC. Switch weapons, attack, finesse. Use finesse on who. Giant rat, seriously wounded. Choose a skill for Sister Alexia. Attack, light of purity. Use light of giant rat. 89 damage. 101 damage. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Ice Spike. Blazing weapon. Regain focus. Blazing strike. Icy strike. Firebolt. Use firebolt on who? Giant rat. Seriously wounded. Choose a skill for JC. Switch weapons. Attack. Finesse. Use finesse on who? Giant rat. Critically wounded. 13 damage. 11 damage. 106 damage. 62 damage. Battle log. You1. Close battle log. Gwen Adrianus has reached level 10. Gwen Adrianus learned charged weapon. Nothing to interact with.
North. North. Southwest.
Wall 0.
West.
Wall 3.
North.
Wall 0.
North.
Navansiu's family crypt 1-3.
North.
Entering Navansiu's. This container is empty.
North.
What will you take? Weak potion of greater sorcery 1 of 2. Taken. Crack ruby 1 of 1. Taken.
North.
What will you take? Canvas pants 1 of 3. Taken. Potion of alacrity 1 of 2. A clear, bubbly potion. Taken. 18 gold 1 of 1.
North.
What will you take? Diluted poison of weakness 1 of 2. This tiny leather pouch contains just enough chalky powder to coat a weapon for 1 attack. Taken. 7 gold 1 of 1.
North.
Leaving Navansiu's family crib. Wall 7.
West.
Wall 2.
North.
Door 2.
East. East.
Press the enter key to enter Navansiu's mausoleum.
No.
Wall 9. Which file will you save to? Graveyard. Game save. Wall 2.
East.
Mausoleum.
North.
Entering Navansiu's mausoleum peace room. Which file will you save to? Create a new save file. Graveyard. Game save. Ceremonial urn. Ceremonial urn. Ceremonial urn. Ceremonial urn. Coffin. Coffin 2. This coffin is sealed. On the lid is carved the word peace, along with the image of a dove and the number 12. Okay. Okay. This coffin is sealed. On the lid is carved the word peace, along with the image of a dove and the number 12. Okay.
Belt word pad row 1. Belt word pad. Down 12.
Wall 2.
North. West. North.
Navansiu's mausoleum. Entering Navansiu's mausoleum war room. Armor rack. Empty armor rack. Weapons rack. Weapons rack. Coffin. Weapons rack 2. What will you take? Fine iron warhammer 1 of 2. Taken. Maple short bow 1 of 1. Taken. Coffin 1. This coffin is sealed. On the lid is carved the word war, along with the image of a sword and the number 11. Okay.
Belt word pad. Down 12. Parents return. Land. Sword 11.
East.
You have encountered 3 enemies. Retreat. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Retreat. Choose a skill. Retreat. You ran from the enemy. Mausoleum staircase door 0. Entering mausoleum staircase. Wall
South.
6. Which file will you save to? Create a new save file. Graveyard. Game save. Navansiu's mausoleum. Entering Navansiu's mausoleum wisdom room. Coffin 3. Nothing to interact with. Nothing to interact with. Nothing to interact with. This coffin is sealed. On its lid is carved the word wisdom, along with the image of a scroll and the number 11. Okay.
Belt word pad. Sword 11. Parents return. Land. Scroll 11. Sword 11. Down 12. Sword 11. Scroll 11.
Fast travel. Farhaven. Choose a beacon. To Farhaven graveyard.
Southwest.
Wall 3.
East.
Wall 2.
South. Southwest.
Navansi
West. West.
entering mausoleum staircase. You have encountered 2 enemies. Retreat. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. You ran from the enemy.
North.
Wall 5.
North.
North. West.
West.
Wall 0.
North.
Wall 3.
North.
South.
Mausoleum
West.
staircase door 0. Entering Navansi's mausoleum war room.
South.
Wall
South.
4.
Southwest.
Wall 3.
West.
Wall
South.
0.
Northeast.
Navansi's entering Navansi's mausoleum peace room. You have encountered 1 enemies. Choose a skill for JC. Switch weapons. Attack. Finesse. Bless Peace. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Ice Spike. Blazing Weapon. Regain focus. Blazing Strike. Icy Strike. Firebolt. Use Firebolt on hook. Attack. Light of Purity. Use 172 damage. 25 total damage. Battle log. Close battle log.
South.
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 Entering mausoleum staircase.
South. East.
Wall 2.
East.
North.
Wall 8.
North.
You have encountered 3 enemies. Choose a skill for JC. You ran from the enemy.
North.
Navin.
East.
Entering Navansi's mausoleum.
South.
Wall 10.
South.
South. East.
Wall
East.
7. You have encountered 4 enemies. Retreat. You ran from the enemy.
East.
Navansi's.
South.
Press the enter key to entering Navansi's mausoleum. Leaving Navansi's mausoleum. Fast travel. Farhaven. Choose a beacon. Magical barrier. Valenport Mausoleum. Ulcano Mausoleum. Sewers. Lenario Mausoleum. Map marker. Adrianus Mausoleum. Madrinus Mausoleum. Navansi's Mausoleum. Small gate. Set custom beacon. Small gate.
Southwest.
South.
Graveyard fence. Open
South.
grave 2. Open grave 3. Nothing to interact with. Open grave 2. What will you take? Archer's cap 1 of 2. Appointed deerskin cap. Dyed deep green and sporting a long pheasant feather. Taken. Sanctified iron cuirass 1 of 1. Especially blessed suit of bright, well-forged iron. Taken.
South.
Graveyard fence.
South. Northwest.
Graveyard.
West.
Graveyard fence. Tombstone 2. Tombstone 3.
South.
Graveyard.
South.
Northwest.
Grave-
West.
South.
Small
South.
gate 0.
East.
Entering path. End of path 0.
East.
Graveyard fence. End of path 0. Leaving path. You have encountered 3 enemies. Retreat. You ran from the enemy.
East.
Graveyard
East.
fence.
East. North.
Path 1. Entering path. Leaving path.
South.
Graveyard.
East,
Path 1.
south.
Entering path.
South.
End of path. End of path. End of path 1. Graveyard fence 2. Duck pond 311. Graveyard fence 20. Open grave 28. Leaving path. Graveyard fence 0. Duck. Graveyard fence 0. Duck pond 19. Tombstone 13. Graveyard fence 0. Duck pond 19. Graveyard fence 18. As far as I can see 30. Graveyard fence 0. Duck pond 19. Tombstone 13. 25, 18. Choose a beacon. Set custom beacon. Farhaven East Gate. Magical barrier. Valenport Mausoleum. Ulcano Mausoleum. Sewers. Lenario Mausoleum. Map marker. Adrianus Mausoleum. Madrinus Mausoleum. Navansi's Mausoleum.
Northwest.
Path
West.
7 9. You have encountered 2 enemies. Retreat. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Retreat. Choose a skill for Sister Alexia. Retreat. You ran from the enemy.
North.
Path 1.
North.
Entering path.
North.
Leaving path.
Southwest.
Small gate 0.
Northeast.
East.
North.
North.
Yeah.
North.
Entering Navansi's Mausoleum. Press the enter key to entering Navansi's Mausoleum. Which file will you save to? Create a new save file. Graveyard. Game save. Wall 1.
East.
Wall
North.
19. Wall 8.
West.
Navin.
North.
The locked door before you sports 5 numbered dials, each bearing a carved picture. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. The locked door before you sports 5 numbered. Adjust the dial bearing.
Belt sword 11. Down 12. Down 12.
Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What other dials will you adjust?
Belt sword 11. Scroll 11.
Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a scroll. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a scroll. Leave them alone. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. What will you set the dial to? 1. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. What will you set the dial to? 1. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a scroll. What will you set the dial to? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a scroll. Leave them alone. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial. Adjust, leave them alone. Nothing to interact with. The locked door before you sports 5 numbered dials, each bearing a carved picture. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. What will you set the dial to? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a scroll. What will you set the dial to? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Leave them alone. Which file will you load? Graveyard, Manor. Graveyard. Entering Navansiu's mausoleum. Press the enter key to enter Farhaven Graveyard. End of Navansiu's Mausoleum 1, Navansiu's Mausoleum 2-5. Wall 1. End of Navansiu's Mausoleum 1. You have encountered 2 enemies. Retreat. You ran from the enemy. Leaving Navansiu's Mausoleum. Entering Navansiu's Mausoleum.
South.
Wall
East.
2. Wall 0.
North.
Leaving entering Navansiu's Mausoleum. Fireplace 1. Wall 2. Wall 1. Fireplace 0. Wall 1. Wall 0. You have encountered 2 enemies. Retreat. You ran from the enemy. Fast travel. Farhaven. Farhaven. Choose a beacon. To Farhaven Graveyard. Farhaven Catacombs. Set custom beacon. To Farhaven Graveyard. Farhaven Catacombs. Set custom beacon. To Farhaven. Set custom beacon. Farhaven Catacombs. To Farhaven Graveyard. Farhaven Catacombs. To Farhaven Graveyard. Farhaven Catacombs.
North.
Wall 4.
North.
North. West.
Wall 6.
West. South.
Wall
South.
15.
South.
You have encountered 3 enemies. Retreat. You ran from the enemy.
West.
West.
Entering mausoleum staircase.
South.
Wall 9.
South.
Wall 2.
West.
Mausoleum.
North.
You have encountered retreat. You ran from the enemy.
North. North.
Nothing to interact with. Entering Nabanziu's mausoleum peace room.
South.
Coffin 1. This coffin is sealed. On the lid is carved the word peace, along with the image of a dove and the number 12. Okay.
South.
Which file will you load? Graveyard. Entering Nabanziu's mausoleum. Press the enter key to enter Farhaven Graveyard. Wall 6.
West.
Nabanziu's
North.
mausoleum door 2. Which file will you save to? Create a new save file. Graveyard. Game save. The locked door before you sports 5 numbered dials, each bearing a carved picture. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. What will you set the dial to? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a scroll. What will you set the dial to? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. What will you set the dial to? 1. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a scroll. Leave them alone. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. What will you set the dial to? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. What will you set the dial to? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dial? Adjust, leave them alone. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a scroll. What will you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. What will you set the dial to? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. What will you set the dial to? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dials will you adjust? Leave them alone. Fast travel. Farhaven. Choose a location. Eastgate. Entering East-West Road. Intersect. End of
North,
East-West Road. Eastgate Gate 0. Entering Eastgate. Leaving Eastgate. Entering path. End of
North.
path 0. Leaving path. Graveyard. Entering path. Leaving path. Small
East.
gate 0. Duck
North.
Pond 29. Entering Duck Pond. Leaving Duck Pond. You have encountered 1 enemy's retreat. You ran from the enemy. Open grave. Open grave. Open grave. Entering Duck Pond. End of Duck Pond 1. Graveyard Fence 2. Path 46. Graveyard Fence 7. Nothing to interact with. Leaving Duck Pond. Nothing to interact with. Graveyard Fence 0. Nothing to interact with. Entering Duck Pond. Graveyard
North.
Fence 0. Leaving Duck Pond. Entering duck pond. Graveyard fence 0. Graveyard fence 0. Path 2. Hope the Vampire Slayer 2. Graveyard fence 0. Graveyard fence. Leaving duck pond. Graveyard fence 0. Graveyard fence 0 2. Small gate 2. Graveyard fence. Graveyard fence 5. Picket 18. You have encountered 2 enemies. Retreat. You ran from the enemy. Small gate 1. Entering path. End of path 2. Graveyard fence. End of path 2. Graveyard fence 3. End of path 2. Graveyard fence. End of path 2. Leaving path. Graveyard fence 0. Hope the Vampire. Graveyard fence. Graveyard fence. Graveyard fence 0. Navancy. Graveyard fence 0. Hedge 1. Entering path. Leaving path. Graveyard fence 2. Picket 15. Graveyard fence 0. Adrianus Mausoleum wall 9. You have encountered retreat. You ran from the enemy. Graveyard fence. Graveyard fence. Graveyard fence 0. Small gate 0. Graveyard fence. Small gate 0. Entering fountain. Leaving fountain. Entering Adrianus Mausoleum. This door requires a key. Okay. Leaving Adrianus Mausoleum. Hedge 6. You have encountered 4 enemies. Retreat. Choose a skill for retreat. You ran from the enemy. Graveyard
South.
fence. Tombstone 2. Above the epitaph on this tombstone is carved the curious symbol, 2 swords crossed behind a shield which bears a stylized owl crest. Okay. 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 Austin Perry, ESQ. Leave it alone. Austin Perry, ESQ. Leave it alone. Austin Perry. Leave it alone. Hedge
West.
16. Fountain 1.
North.
Entering fountain. Leaving fountain. Fountain 1. Open grave 4. Nothing to interact with. Entering fountain. Leaving fountain. What will you take? Fine iron shield 1 of 1. Take it. Nothing to interact with. Hedge 8.
West.
Ticket 4.
North.
Hedge
West.
6. Graveyard.
South.
Hedge 6. Tombstone 17. Nothing to interact with. You have encountered 1 enemies. Choose a skill for JC. Second win. Retreat. Examine enemies. To gain more information about a unit, you can press the number keys 1 through 6 to report their current health, stamina, mana, gear, and status effects. Pressing space will give you a ghost. Choose a skill for JC. Attack. Finesse. Bless Piece. Warrior Strike. Bless Piece. Choose a skill. Ice Spike. Blazing Weapon. Regain Focus. Blazing Strike. Icy Strike. Firebolt. Choose a skill for attack. Light of Purity. Use 78 damage. 24 total damage. Battle log. Close battle log. Open grave. Hedge 0. Tombstone 4. Nothing to interact with. Hedge 0.
West.
Open grave 6. Graveyard
South.
fence 6 8. Small gate 8. Hedge 0.
West.
Graveyard fence 15. Thicket 16. Hedge 0. Hedge 0. Hedge 0. Hedge 0. Navansius Mausoleum wall 1. Graveyard
South.
fence. Hedge 0.
West.
Hedge 0. Hedge 0. Navansius Mausoleum wall 1.
Sleep mode off. Heroes call freeware free.
Pause menu. Change preferences. Exit game. Change preferences. Change audio settings. Audio settings menu. SFX volumes. Radar. Dialogue volume slider 85. Sappy speech volume slider 100. Sappy speech rate slider 5. Voice slider Microsoft David desktop. HRTF slider off. Save changes. Music volume slider 85. Cancelled. Change preferences. Preferences. Speech mode. Sappy. Automatically advanced. Speech mode. Sappy. Automatically advanced story dialogue. On. Speech mode. Sappy. Using NVDA through Toke. Using Sappy. Using NVDA through Toke. Using NVDA with custom braille support. Using no speech. Using NVDA through Toke.
Automatically advanced story dialog on. Speech mode. Screen reader support through Toke. Pause menu. Change preferences. Pause menu. Change preference. Which file will you load? Graveyard. Entering the Vincius Mausoleum. Choose a beacon. Farhaven Catacombs.
West.
Wall 3.
West.
The Vincius Wall 3.
Northwest.
West. North.
Wall 4.
North.
North. South.
Wall 0. Wall
West.
4.
South.
You have encountered 3 enemies. Choose retreat. You ran from the enemy.
South. West.
Mausoleum.
West.
Entering Mausoleum staircase.
South.
Wall.
South.
South.
Wall 2.
West.
North.
Mausoleum.
North.
North. South.
Entering the Vinicius Mausoleum piece room. Which file will you save to? Create a new save file. Graveyard. Game saved.
South.
Coffin 2. This coffin is sealed. On the lid is carved the word peace along with the image of a dove and the number 12. Okay.
South. South.
The Vinicius
North.
Mausoleum War Room Door 4. Wall 2.
West.
The Vinicius
North.
Mausoleum War.
South.
You have encountered one enemy. Choose a skill for JC. Second win. Switch weapons. Attack. Finesse. Left piece. Choose a skill for use attack on noob newborn vampire at full health. Choose a skill for Gwen. Repeat. Attack. Ice spike. Blazing hurricane focus. Blazing strike. Icy strike. Fire bolt. Lightning bolt. Use ice. Choose a skill for sit attack. Light of fury. Use ice.
80 damage. 46 damage.
Choose a skill for JC. Second win. Switch weapons. Attack. Finesse. Use finesse on noob newborn vampire. Mortally wounded. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Attack. Ice spike. Blazing web hurricane focus. Blazing strike. Icy strike. Fire bolt. Use fire. Choose a skill for sister Alexia. Attack. Light of fury. Less weapon. Light of fury. Use ice.
58 damage.
Battle log. You won. Go battle log. Entering the Vinicius Mausoleum War Room.
South.
Coffin 2.
South.
This coffin is sealed. On the lid is carved the word war along with the image of a sword and the number 11. Okay.
South. West.
East.
Mausoleum staircase. Lord entering mausoleum staircase.
West.
Wall 5.
South.
North.
The Vinicius entering the Vinicius Mausoleum Wisdom Room. This container is empty.
West.
Empty reliquary 3. The Vinicius
West.
Mausoleum Wisdom Room door 0.
West.
Wall 0.
South.
Empty
East.
reliquary 2. This container is empty.
West.
Empty reliquary 3. The Vinicius
West.
Mausoleum Wisdom Room door 0.
West.
Entering mausoleum staircase.
North.
You have encountered 2 enemies. Retreat. You ran from the enemy. Entering the Vinicius Mausoleum Wisdom Room.
West.
Empty
North.
reliquary 3.
West.
Wall 0.
West.
Wall 1.
South.
Wall 3.
East.
Empty reliquary 2.
North.
Wall 0.
West.
Empty reliquary. Empty reliquary. Empty reliquary. Empty reliquary. Coffin. The Vinicius
South.
Mausoleum Wisdom Room.
West.
Coffin 3.
North.
Nothing to interact with. This coffin is
West.
sealed. On its lid is carved the word wisdom along with the image of a scroll and the number 11. Okay.
West. 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 West.
Fast travel. Farhaven. Farhaven. Choose a location. East Gate. Entering East West Road. Intersection 2. East West Road 327. Enter East Gate. Gate 0. Entering East Gate. Press the enter key to leaving East Gate. Press the enter key to entering path. Open grave. Open grave. Open grave. Open grave. Tombstone. 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 End of path 2. Graveyard fence. End of path 0. Graveyard. End of path 0. Grave. End of path 0. Graveyard fence 2. Tombstone 6. Leaving path. What will you take? Soldiers cures 1 to 1. Taken. Nothing to interact with. Path 12
East.
14. Graveyard fence 15. As far as I can see 30. Path 1 3.
South.
Graveyard fence 4. Tombstone 10. Entering path. Leaving path. Graveyard fence 0. Edge 15. Map boundary 16. City wall 0.
West.
Entering path. Gate 0. Leaving path. Press the enter key to enter Farhaven. Entering path. Enter path 1. Graveyard fence 2. Leaving path. Graveyard fence path 14 6. Graveyard fence 0 2. Open grave 6. Graveyard fence 0 2. Path 9 11. Path 3 8. Path 9 12. Graveyard fence 13. Graveyard fence 17 9. Path 1 3.
South.
Graveyard fence city wall 6.
West.
Graveyard fence
North.
path 9 11.
East.
Graveyard fence. You have encountered 3 enemies. Choose retreat. You ran from the enemy. Graveyard fence 0 3. Path 4 6. Graveyard fence 8. Ducton 9 18. Tombstone 18. Map overview. Elar here. Rock 13 31. Graveyard fence. Durden path 13 32. Elar here. Rock 13 31. Rock 12 31. City wall. Rock 3 31. Graveyard fence. Rock 2 31. Graveyard fence 0 3. Path 4 6. Graveyard fence 8. Ducton 9 18. Tombstone 18. Map overview. Elar here. Rock 13 31. Graveyard fence. Durden path 13 32. Durden path 12 32. Durden path 13. Durden path 15 32. Durden path 14. Durden path 6. Durden path 5. Durden path 4 32. Durden path 8 32. Durden path 8 30. Graveyard fence. Durden path 8 33. Durden path 8 32. Rock 8 31. Graveyard fence. Durden path 8 32. Durden path 9 32. Rock 9 31. Graveyard fence. Rock 10 31. Graveyard fence. Rock 11 30. Graveyard fence. Rock 12 31. Graveyard fence. Elar here. Rock 13 31. Graveyard fence. Rock 14 30. Rock 15. Rock 16 31. Rock 16 30. Rock 16, 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 18. Durden path 17 18. Durden path 18 18. Rock 19 18. Durden path 19 17. Durden path 19 16. Rock 19 15. Graveyard fence. Rock 18 15. Rock 17 15. Rock 18 15. Rock 19 15. Rock 20 15. Graveyard fence. Rock 21 15. Small gate 21 14. Grass 21 13. Grass 21 12. Grass 21 11. Grass 21 10. Grass 21 9. Grass 21 8. Grass 28. Grass 19 8. Grass 19 7. Grass 19 6. Grass 19 5. Open grave. Grass 19 4. Grass 19 3. Grass 19 2. Thicket. Grass 19 3. Graveyard fence 03. At 4 6. Graveyard fence 8. The palm 9 18. Tombstone 18. Map overview. Lock here. Rock 13 31. Graveyard fence. Dirt path 13 32. Dirt path 13 33. Dirt path lock here. Rock 13 31. Rock 14 31. Rock 15 31. Rock 16 31. Rock 16 30. Rock 16 24. Rock 6. Rock 16 20. Graveyard fence. Rock 16 16. Dirt path 7. Dirt path 18. Dirt path 9. Dirt path 26. Dirt path 21 6. Rock 21 5. Grass 21 9. Grass 21 8. Grass 28. Grass 19 8. Grass 18 8. Grass 17 8. Graveyard fence. Grass 17 9. Graveyard fence. Grass 17 10. Graveyard fence. Grass 17 11. Grass 17 12. Grass 17 for graveyard fence. Grass 17 9. Grass 17 8. Grass 17 7. Grass 17 6. Grass 17 5. Grass 17 4. Grass 17 3. Leave an ancient road 16 3. Graveyard fence. Stone and ancient road 16 2. Leaves an ancient road 16. Stone and ancient road 15 3. Leaves an ancient road 14 3. Stone and ancient road 13 3. Stone and ancient road 12 3. Stone and ancient road 11 3. Thicket. Leaves an ancient road 11 4. Leaves an ancient road 11 5. Stone and ancient road 11 6. Grass an ancient road 11 7. Stone and ancient road 11. Leaves an ancient road 11 9. Stone and ancient road 11 10. Stone and ancient road 10 10. Stone and ancient road 9 10. Stone and ancient road 9 9. Stone and ancient road 9 8. Stone and ancient road 9 7. Stone and ancient road 9 10. Stone and ancient road 9 11. Thicket. Grass an ancient road 10 11. Thicket. Stone and ancient road 11 11. Thicket. Stone and ancient road 11 10. Stone and ancient road 11 11. Stone and ancient road thicket. Stone and grass an ancient. Stone and ancient road 9 11. Thicket. Stone and ancient thicket. Stone and ancient road 8 10. Thicket. Leaves an ancient road thicket. Stone and ancient road thicket. Stone and ancient grass an ancient. Stone and ancient. Stone and ancient grass an ancient road 8 3. Stone and ancient road 7 3. Thicket. Stone and ancient shrine 6 3. Stone and ancient shrine 6 4. Stone and ancient shrine 6 3. Stone and ancient shrine 6 5. Thicket. Stone and ancient shrine 5 5. Thicket. Stone and ancient shrine thicket. Stone and ancient thicket. Thicket. Stone and ancient shrine 6 5. Thicket. 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 Stone and ancient thicket. Stone and ancient road 7 grass an ancient road 8 3. Stone and ancient grass an ancient road. Stone and ancient road 8 7. Stone and ancient road 8 8. Stone and ancient road 9 8. Thicket. Stone and ancient road 9 9. Stone and ancient road 9 10. Stone and ancient road 12 10. Stone and ancient road 11 10. Stone and ancient road 10 10. Stone and ancient road 12 thicket. Stone and ancient road 12 thicket. Stone and leaves an ancient road 12 8. Thicket. Stone and ancient road 12 3. Stone and ancient road 13 3. Thicket. Thicket. Leaves an ancient road thicket. Stone and ancient road thicket. Leaves an ancient road 6. Graveyard fence. Grass 17 3. Grass 17 4. Grass 17. Grass 17. Grass 17 7. Grass 17 8. Grass 18 8. Grass 19 8. Grass 28. Grass 19 8. Graveyard fence 03. At 4 6. Graveyard fence 8. The palm 9 18. Tombstone 18. Graveyard fence 03. At 4 6. Graveyard fence 8. The palm 9 18. Tombstone. Enter path 1. Path 3 6. Small. Leaving path. Path 1 3. Small gate 4. Entering path. Leaving path. Entering the palm. Open grave, 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 tombstone, tombstone, hope the vampire slayer, tombstone, 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 tombstone. End of the palm 1, apple orchard 1723, tombstone 23. Which file will use graveyard, manner, game save. Leaving the palm. Apple orchard 1218, graveyard fence 1820, open grave 23. Apple orchard 1315, graveyard fence 1517, open grave 24. Apple orchard 13, graveyard fence 1416, open grave 18. Graveyard fence 911, tombstone 15. Graveyard fence 9, open grave 14. Graveyard fence 8, open grave 15. Graveyard fence 7, open grave 10. Graveyard fence 8, open grave 12. Tombstone 3. Nothing to interact with. Above the epitaph on this tombstone is carved a curious symbol. 2 swords crossed behind the shield which bears a stylized owl crest. Okay. The name on this grave is 2 Road to be read. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Above the epitaph on this tombstone is carved a curious symbol. 2 swords crossed behind the shield which bears a stylized owl crest. Okay. The name on this grave is 2 Road to be read. Leave it alone. Graveyard fence 6, path 8 10, graveyard fence 11 25, city wall 25. The palm 3 11, graveyard fence 11, path 13 15, graveyard fence 16, Novitius mausoleum wall 25. Volcano mausoleum wall 12. Graveyard fence 6, edge 19, map boundary 20. Graveyard fence 6, path 8 10, graveyard fence 11 25, city wall 25. The palm 3 11, graveyard fence 11, path 13, volcano mausoleum wall 12. Graveyard fence 6, edge 19, graveyard fence 6, path 8 10, graveyard fence. The palm 3 8, the palm 3 11, graveyard fence 11, the palm 3 11, graveyard fence 11, path 13 15, graveyard fence 16, the palm 3 11, the palm 3 7, the palm 3, graveyard fence 12, graveyard fence 18, open. The end of the palm 3, graveyard fence 9 11, small gate 11. Nothing to interact with. You have encountered 4 enemies. Repeat. Choose a skill for Glen Adrianus. Repeat. You ran from the enemy. Leaving the palm. Graveyard fence 3, path 5 7, graveyard fence 8, open. Which file will you load? Graveyard. Entering the Vincius Mausoleum Peace Room. Nothing to interact with. You have encountered feet. You ran from the enemy. Entering Mausoleum Staircase. Entering the Vincius Mausoleum Peace Room. Choose a beacon. Farhaven Catacombs. Choose a beacon. Farhaven Catacombs. Set custom beacon. To Farhaven Graveyard. Farhaven Catacombs.
South.
Ceremonial Room 2. Mausoleum
South.
Staircase Door 1.
South.
Entering Mausoleum Staircase.
North.
Wall 1.
East.
Mausoleum.
North.
North.
You have encountered 3 enemies. Choose retreat. You ran from the enemy.
West.
Wall 2.
West.
West. South.
Mausoleum Stair.
South.
South.
Press the enter key to enter Catacombs. Wall 3.
West.
Wall 0.
North. East. North.
Entering Mausoleum
North.
Staircase. Wall 2.
East.
Mausoleum
North.
Staircase Door 0. Entering the Vincius Mausoleum Peace Room. Entering Mausoleum Staircase. Wall 3.
West.
Wall 1.
North. West.
Wall
North.
three.
East.
Mausoleum.
North.
Entering the Vincius Mausoleum Peace Room. Choose a beacon. Farhaven Catacombs. Fast travel. Farhaven. Farhaven. Choose a location. East Gate. Entering East West Road. Enter East West Road 2. As far as East Gate Gate 0. Entering even East Gate. Press the entering path. Choose a beacon. Magical Valenport Mausoleum. Volcano Mausoleum. Source Graveyard. Lunario Mausoleum. Map marker. Adrianus Mausoleum. Madranus Mausoleum. Novincius Mausoleum.
East. Northeast.
End of path.
North.
Leaving path. Graveyard fence.
North.
Entering path. End.
North. Northeast.
You have encountered 2 enemies. Retreat. You ran from the enemy. Leaving path 5. Path 5 7. Graveyard.
North.
Path 0. Path 0 2. Small gate 3. Entering path. Leaving path.
North. Northeast.
End 8.
East.
North.
You have encountered 1 enemy. Choose a retreat. Choose a skill for when Adrianus. Retreat. You ran from the enemy.
West. West.
Graveyard.
South.
Graveyard fence.
West. North.
Open grave. Open grave. Open grave. Open grave. Open grave. Open grave. Tombstone. 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 Tombstone.
North.
Head 5. Fountain 17 20. Tombstone 22.
North.
Head 5. Open grave 11. Head 5. Open grave 14. Head 5 7. Open grave 11. Tombstone 2. Above the epitaph on this tombstone is carved a curious symbol. 2 swords crossed behind the shield which bears a stylized owl crest. Okay. Edward L. Leave it alone. Edward L. Leave it alone.
North.
Head 4. Open grave 8.
North.
Open grave 11.
North.
Head 3. Open grave 9. Head 3. Open grave 8. Tombstone 1.
North.
Above the epitaph on this tomb. Edward L. Leave it alone.
North.
Open grave. 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 Tombstone.
North.
Hope the Vampire Slayer. Tombstone. 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 Open grave 1.
North.
What will you take? Necromancer Acolytes Rogue 1 of 2. Taken. Rabbit taken. Graveyard fence 10. Nothing to interact with. Tombstone
South.
0.
North.
Above the epitaph on this tomb. Edward L. Leave it alone. Head 4.
East.
Rebel 12. Head 4. Open grave 8.
North.
Hope the
Yeah.
Vampire Slayer 0. Graveyard fence 6.
North.
Path 8 10. Graveyard fence 11. Duckpond 12 20. Tombstone 24.
North. North.
Map overview. You are here. Grass 27 7. Grass 27 6. Wall. Hope the Vampire Slayer. Graveyard fence. Grass 17 5. Graveyard fence. Grass 17 4. Grass 17 3. Leaves an ancient road 16 3. Choose a beacon. Novincius Mausoleum. Madranus Mausoleum. Adrianus map marker.
West.
South.
Graveyard fence 10.
West.
West. North.
Thicket 6.
North.
North.
You have encountered 4 enemies. Choose retreat. Choose a skill for retreat. Choose a skill for retreat. You ran from the enemy.
Southwest.
Ancient road 0.
West.
Graveyard fence 0. Thicket.
North.
Thicket 3.
North.
South.
Ancient road.
West.
Graveyard fence.
South.
Northeast.
Graveyard fence.
West.
Graveyard open grave 2.
South.
Northeast.
What will you take? Maple training bow taken. Novincius Mausoleum. Nothing to interact with. Thicket 2.
North.
Northeast. Southwest.
Ancient
West.
road. Graveyard fence 0. Thicket 1.
North.
Open grave. Open grave. Open grave. Open grave. Tombstone.
North.
Tombstone. 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 Graveyard fence 10. Path 12 14. Graveyard fence 5. Tombstone 7. Above the epitaph on this tombstone is carved a curious symbol. Two swords crossed behind the shield which bears a stylized owl crest. Okay. Lord Andrew Carr the Valiant. Leave it alone. Lord Andrew Carr the Valiant. Leave it alone. Open grave 2. What will you take? Makeshift amulet 101. Taken. Open grave 10. Head 12. Open grave 16. Head 12. Open grave 20. Open grave 18. Tombstone 8. Nothing to interact with. Above the epitaph on this tombstone is carved a curious symbol. Two swords crossed behind the shield which bears a stylized owl crest. Okay. Ed Morrell. Leave it alone. Head 6-8. Open grave 11. Tombstone 5. Above the epitaph on this tombstone is carved a curious symbol. Two swords crossed behind the shield which bears a stylized owl crest. Okay. Lord Andrew Carr the Valiant. Leave it alone. Graveyard fence 4. Path 6. Open grave 7. Head 9. Open grave 13. Head 9. Open grave 17. Tombstone 26. You have encountered 2 enemies. Retreat. You ran from the enemy. Nothing to interact with. 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 Nothing to interact. Nothing to interact with. Nothing to interact. 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 Nothing to interact with. Above the epitaph on this tombstone is carved a curious symbol. Two swords crossed behind the shield which bears a stylized owl crest. Okay. Austin Ferry-esque. Leave it alone. Austin Ferry-esque. Leave it alone. Fountain 2. Head 15. Tombstone 19. Fountain 2. Open grave 8. Head 14. Tombstone 26. Head 14. Open grave 17. Open grave 11. Open grave 7. Graveyard fence 5-7. Tombstone 20. Tombstone 2. Above the epitaph on this tombstone is carved a curious symbol. Two swords crossed behind the shield which bears a stylized owl crest. Okay. Austin Ferry-esque. Leave it alone. Fountain 4. Open grave 10. Head 15. Tombstone 27. Open grave 12. Nothing to interact. Graveyard fence 2-4. Graveyard fence 8-10. Tombstone 13. Graveyard fence 2. Duck pond 18. Tombstone 24. Graveyard fence 2. Graveyard fence 27. Open grave 30. Open grave 0. What will you take? Rusty iron battle taken. Small nothing to interact with. Tombstone 9. You have encountered 2 retreat. You ran from the enemy. Above the epitaph on this tombstone is Austin Ferry-esque. Leave it alone. Tombstone 1. Above the epitaph on Austin Ferry-esque. Leave it alone. Head 16. As far as I can see 30. Head 16 18. Small gate 27. What will you take? Warp puzzle 1 of 2. Taken. Letter helmet 1 of 1. Taken. Head 0. Graveyard fence 1. Path 3-5. Graveyard fence 6. Duck pond 9-16. Tombstone 20. Head 0. Graveyard fence 1. Path 3-5. Graveyard fence 6. Tombstone 10. Graveyard fence 0. Path 2-4. Graveyard fence 5. Graveyard fence 24. Open grave 26. Tombstone 16. Open grave 6. You have encountered 4 retreat. You ran from the enemy. This container is empty. Open grave 6. What will you take? Warp block taken. Archers taken. Nothing to interact. Head 4. Tombstone 8. Nothing to interact. Head 0. Tombstone 12. Head 0 2. Open grave 5. Head 0. Head 2 4. Graveyard fence 5. Head 0. Head 2 5. Graveyard fence 5. Graveyard fence 5. Open amp. Graveyard fence 5. Small gate 29. Fountain 11 14. Tombstone 16. Head 0. Tombstone 4. Head 0. Tombstone 11. Choose a beacon. Map marker. Adrianus Mamadranus Mausoleum. Novitius Smelgate. Set custom beacon. Smelgate.
East.
Graveyard fence 5 7. Fountain 11. Thicket 7. Fountain 11.
East. South.
Graveyard fence 5.
South.
East.
Head 9.
East.
You have encountered retreat. You ran from the enemy.
South.
Small gate.
South.
Southwest. Southwest.
Wall 2.
South. Northwest.
Graveyard fence 6.
West.
South.
Small gate
South.
17.
South.
Tombstone 6.
West.
South.
Nothing to interact with. This headstone bears no name, only a word print, a carving of a duck, and a number 11. Okay.
South.
Bells word scroll 11.
South.
Land. Scroll 11. Land.
South.
Duck 11.
South.
Carriage return. A hero call freeware 3.
South.
Which file will you load? Graveyard. Entering the Novitius Mausoleum Peace Room. Fast travel. Farhaven. Farhaven. Which file will you load? Graveyard. Cancelled. Which file will you load? Cancelled. Fast travel. Farhaven. Choose a load. West gate. South gate. North gate. East gate. Entering east west road. Intersection 2 east. Enter east west east gate 0. Enter east west east gate 8. Entering leaving east gate. Press the entering path. Choose a beacon. Set custom. Farhaven East. Magical Bear. Valencourt Mausoleum. Mausoleum. Source Graveyard. Lunario Mausoleum.
East.
Choose a beacon. Luna map mark. Adrian Madran. Novitius Smelgate. Novitius Mausoleum.
East. Northeast.
End of path 0.
North.
Leaving path. Entering path. End of path 14. Leaving path 12. Path graveyard. Fence graveyard.
West.
Entering the pond.
South.
End of the
East.
pond.
South.
Leaving the pond. You have encountered retreat. You ran from the enemy.
North.
Apple Orchard.
East.
The pond.
North.
5.
North. Northwest.
Small.
West.
Entering path.
North.
End of path.
North.
North. Northeast.
East.
Leaving path. You have encountered retreat. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Attack retreat. Choose a skill for Sister retreat. Choose a skill for JC's retreat. Choose a skill for Sister Leg retreat. You ran from the enemy.
North.
Path 0.
North.
Entering path. Leaving path.
East.
Gravy.
East.
West.
Graveyard.
No,
Ground.
west.
North.
Small.
North.
Northeast.
Open.
East.
What will you say? Satan. Satan. Nothing to interact.
North.
Novitius.
North.
Entering Novitius Mausoleum.
North.
Nothing to interact with. Press the enter key to entering Novitius Mausoleum. Press the enter key to enter Farhaven Graveyard. Which file will use Graveyard? Game save. Wall 6.
West.
Novitius.
North.
The locked door before you sports 5 numbered dials, each bearing a carved picture. Belt worth 11. Scroll 11, sword 11, dial 12. Dial 12. Hero, adjust the dial bearing the picture. The locked door before you sports 5 numbered dials, each bearing adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. What will you set the dial to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a dove. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a sword. What will use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dials adjusted? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a scroll. Leave them alone. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a scroll. Leave them alone. Adjust the, what will you set? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What other dials will you adjust? Adjust the dial bearing the picture of an apple. Adjust the dial bearing the picture of a duck. What will use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Success. The final dial clicks into place and the door grates open. Okay. Which file will you save? Graveyard. Game save. You have encountered 3 enemies. Choose a skill for JC. Second wind. Switch weapons. Attack. Finesse. Attack. Finesse. Use finesse on move. Shuffling moment at full health. Choose a skill for JC. Second wind. Retreat. Second wind. Switch weapons. Attack. Finesse. Left piece. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Attack. Ice Spike. Blazing Web. Regain focus. Blazing Strike. Icy Strike. Firebolt. Use Firebolt on move. Shuffling moment at full health. Shuffling moment at full Necromancer Acolyte at full health. Shuffling moment at. Choose a skill for attack. Light of Fury. Use Light of Shuffling moment at Necromancer Acolyte.
35 damage.
36 total damage.
54 damage.
Choose a skill for JC. Second wind. Switch weapon. Attack. Finesse. Use finesse on move. Necromancer Acolyte. Wounded. Choose a skill for Gwen at Ice Spike. Blazing weapon. Regain focus. Blazing Strike. Icy Strike. Firebolt. Use Firebolt on move. Necromancer Acolyte. Wounded. Shuffling moment. Seriously wounded. Choose a skill for attack. Light of Fury. Left weapon. Light of Fury. Use Light of Shuffling moment at full health.
243 damage.
Choose a skill for JC. Second wind. Switch weapon. Attack. Finesse. Attack. Use attack on move. Shuffling moment at full health.
31 damage. 18 damage. 72 damage. 35 damage. 49 damage.
Choose a skill for Sister Alexia. Hands of Healing. Attack. Light of Fury. Use Light of. Choose a skill for JC. Second wind. Switch weapon. Attack. Finesse. Choose a skill for Ice Spike. Blazing Web. Regain. Blazing Icy Strike. Firebolt. Lightning Bolt. Use.
47 damage.
Battle Bomb. You won. Go Battle Bomb. Which file will you save? Graveyard. Game save.
Please remain still. I need to focus.
Of course. Take your time.
That's the last of them. The magical barriers should be down.
Thank you for your help. We couldn't have done this without you.
Nor I without you. I simply hope we are prepared for what lies ahead.
What lies ahead? What do you mean? What exactly do you expect you'll find? Oh great, what could be worse than what we've already faced? Let's not dwell on it. Come on, we need to get moving. Keep your forebodings to yourself. Let's not. Oh great, what lies ahead? What do you mean?
To be honest, I'm not sure. Have you heard of Alastair Alcano?
Yes, I read about him. Wasn't he some sort of sorcerer? Only rumors, nothing specific. The name sounds familiar. Why? I haven't heard of him. If I say yes, will I be spared a history lesson? Of course I have. He won the first annual Miss Farhaven beauty pageant, right? If I say yes, of course I have. He won the first annual Miss Farhaven beauty pageant, right? If I say of course I have. He won the first annual Miss Farhaven beauty pageant, right? If I say yeah, I haven't heard of him. The name sounds familiar. Why?
Alcano dedicated his life to the study of the dark arts. 2 centuries ago, he nearly overthrew Farhaven.
Sounds like an unpleasant fellow.
He was much more than that. Alcano was a necromancer. His greatest power was in bringing the dead to life and binding them to his will.
And you think he's involved in what's going on here?
I cannot ignore the circumstances. Walking Dead roamed the graveyard, and now we find ourselves drawn to the final resting place of Alastair Alcano. It makes me uneasy.
Whatever is going on, we'll overcome it together. Worrying won't do any good. We need to get to that mausoleum and find out the truth. That's ridiculous. Let's just get to the mausoleum and get to the bottom of this. If Alcano has returned, could he be responsible for all the attacks on Farhaven?
Who's to say? In such a situation, anything seems possible.
Whatever is going on, we'll overcome it together. Well, worrying won't do any good. We need to get to that mausoleum and find out the truth. Then let's get moving and put a stop to this. Well, whatever is going on, we'll overcome it together.
Of course, whatever befalls, the Divine will go with us.
Which file will you save to? Create a new save file. Graveyard. Game save. Enact the runestone. Say use the runestone to replenish your party's magical energies. Use the runestone. Use the runestone to... Use the runestone. Enact the runestone. Fast travel, Farhaven. Choose a beacon to Farhaven Graveyard, Farhaven Catacombs.
North.
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 You have encountered 3 enemies. Choose a retreat. You ran from the enemy.
West.
Wall B.
West.
South.
Fire blitz.
South.
Northwest.
Wall 1.
West.
South.
Wall 2.
South.
West.
Mausoleum.
West.
Entering mausoleum staircase.
South.
Wall 9.
South.
South.
You have encountered 1 enemy. Choose a skill for switch weapons. Attack. Use attack on Noob Giant Rat at full health. Choose a skill switch weapons. Attack. Finesse. Use finesse on. Choose a skill for Ice Spike. Blazing Weather. Gain folk. Blazing Icy Strike. Fire Bolt. Lightning Bolt. Use light. Choose a skill for Sister of Attack. Light of Purity. Use light of...
99 damage. 63 damage.
Battle log. Code. Level up. JC. Level 10 Warrior. Gwen Adrianus. Level 10 Mage. Level up. Gwen Adrianus. Level 10 Mage. Set attributes. Upgrade skills. Set attributes. Upgrade skills. Upgrade skills. Gwen Adrianus has 2 expertise. Ranged attack. 1 expertise. Ice Spike. Rank 2. 1 expertise. Fire Bolt. Rank 5. 1 expertise. Purchase skill. Upgrade skills. Gwen Adrianus has 1 expertise. Enhanced focus. 2 expertise. Master focus. 2 expertise. Blazing weapon. Rank 2. 1 expertise. Regain focus. Rank 2. 1 expertise. Blazing strike. Rank 2. 1 expertise. Icy strike. Rank 2. 1 expertise. Lightning bolt. Rank 2. 1 expertise. Purchase upgrade skills. Gwen Adrianus has 0 expertise. Icy strike. Rank 2. Level up. Gwen at set attributes. 2 points available. Assign attributes. Strength 10. Press left and right arrows to 11. You have dexterity 12. Agility 11. Press left and right arrows to 12. You have 0 left to spend. Are you level up? Gwen Adrianus. Level 10 mage. Set attribute. Level up. Gwen Adrianus. Level 10 mage. Sister Alexia. Level 10 priest. Level up Sister Alexia. Level 10 upgrade skill set attributes. 2 points available. Assign attributes. Agility 12. Press left and right arrows to adjust value. Constitution 7. Press left and right arrows to adjust value 8. You have 1 left to spend. Intelligence 17. Press left and right arrow 18. You have 0 left to spend. Are you sure? Level up Sister Alexia. Level 10 priest. Set upgrade skills. Upgrade skills. Sister Alexia has 2 expertise. Favor of the divine. Rank 2. 2 expertise. Hands of healing. Rank 3. 1 expertise. Purchase skill for 1 expertise. First upgrade skills. Sister Alexia has 1 expertise. Hands of healing. Rank 4. 1 expertise. Ranged attack. 1 expertise. Light of Purity. Rank 4. 1 expertise. Requires Holy Warrior. Enhanced focus. 2 expertise. Pacifist. 2 expertise. Blessed weapon. Rank 3. 1 expertise. Regain focus. Rank 2. 1 expertise. Blinded glory. Rank 2. 2 favor of the divine. Rank 2. 2 expertise. Hands of healing. Rank 4. 1 expertise. Purchase skill for 1 upgrade skills. Sister Alexia has 0 expertise. Hands of healing. Level up Sister Alexia. Level up Sister Alexia. Level 10. JC. Level 10 warrior. Level up JC. Level 10 warrior. Set after upgrade skills. Upgrade skills. JC has 0 expertise. Pairing. Level up JC. Level up JC. Level 10 warrior. Which file will you save to? Create a new save file. Graveyard. Game save. Nothing to interact with.
South.
West.
Wall 2.
West.
North.
Mausoleum.
North.
North.
Entering Novitius Mausoleum Peace Room.
South.
Entering Mausoleum Staircase.
North. West.
Wall 2.
West.
South.
Mausoleum.
South.
You have encountered 2 enemies. Choose a skill for JC. Second retreat. You ran from the enemy.
South.
Press the enter key to leaving Mausoleum
West.
Staircase. Press. Which file will you save to? Create a graveyard. Game save.
West.
Choose a beacon. Lunario Mausoleum. Choose a beacon. Lunario Mausoleum. Valenfort Mausoleum. Vincius Mausoleum. Volcano Mausoleum. Adrianus Mausoleum. Set custom beacon. Adrianus Volcano Mausoleum.
West. South.
Wall 2.
South.
East.
Wall 7.
East.
East. South.
Novitius
South.
Family Crypt 1. Empty chest 1. This container is empty.
South.
What will you save? Oak Cudgel 1 of 4. The hardwood of his club makes it fairly dangerous. Taken. Smith Saber 1 of 3. Taken. Cracked opal 1 of 2. Taken. 2 gold 1 of 1.
South.
What will you save? Potion of respite 1 of 1. Taken.
South.
This container is empty.
South. South. East.
Wall
East.
26.
East. East.
You have encountered one enemy. Choose a skill for JC. Second win. Repeat, you ran from the enemy.
East. South.
Wall 1.
South.
Northeast.
Wall 20.
East.
Wall 14.
South.
Wall 2.
South.
East.
Wall 20.
East.
West.
Wall 0. 60.
West.
South.
Wall 12.
South.
South. South. East.
Volcano
East.
family. Entering Volcano family crypt.
East.
What will you take? Iron pipe 1 to 1. This long weapon is made of solid wooden tip with a heavy iron point. Taken.
East. East.
You have encountered retreat. Choose a skill for retreat. You ran from the enemy. What will you take? Battle axe of embers 1 of 2. The broad, flat-edged blade of his long handled axe glows with magical heat. Weapon rating 38. Taken. Novice pyromancer robe 1 to 1. Taken.
East.
Nothing to interact with.
South.
Wall 2.
South.
East.
Enter
East.
leaving Volcano family crypt.
North.
Wall 5.
North.
Northeast.
Wall 3.
East.
Witch Firewolf graveyard. Game save.
East. South.
Door 3.
South.
Press the enter key to enter Okado mausoleum. Entering mausoleum
North.
staircase. Press the enter key to enter catacombs. Wall 6.
West.
Tomb of Alice.
South.
Entering Tomb of Alistair Okado.
So, these are the fools who have been working so hard to reach me. Tell me, do you want so badly to die?
The world of the living is no longer open to you, servant of the Dark One. Return to the slumber that has been prepared for you.
Death has no sway over me. It is my plaything, and I its master. As for you, your deaths will make me strong.
Your evil must be stopped if I must sacrifice myself to do it. Very well. I think you will find my friends and I are easy to kill. What's your plan? Exactly, talk us to death. Let's talk, let's get on with it. What's your... I think your evil must... Death has no sway over me. It is my plaything and I its master. As for you, your evil must be stopped if I must sacrifice myself to do it. Very well.
Come, see how you fare against a true master of darkness.
You have encountered 5 enemies. Choose a skill for JC. Second win. Switch weapons. Attack. Finesse. Bless piece. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Attack. Ice Strike. Blazing Web. Charged Weapon. Regain Focus. Blazing Strike. Icy Strike. Firebolt. Use Firebolt on Blue Raven at full health. Shuffling Omen at full. Alistair Okado at full health. Choose a skill for Sith. Attack. Light of Purity. Use Light of Purity on Blue. Alistair Okado at full.
Your death makes me so
140 total damage. Choose a skill for JC. Second win. Switch weapons. Attack. Finesse. Bless piece. You don't have enough mana. Finesse. Use Finesse on Blue. Shuffling Omen. Slightly wounded. Raven. Seriously wounded. Shuffling Omen. Slightly wounded. Alistair Okado. Slightly wounded. Choose a skill for Sister Alexia. Hands of Healing. Attack. Light of Purity. Use Light of Purity on Blue. Alistair Okado. Slightly wounded.
10 damage. 23 damage.
Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Attack. Ice Spike. Blazing Weapon. Charged Weapon. Regain Focus. Blazing Strike. Icy Strike. Firebolt. Use Firebolt on Blue. Alistair Okado. Slightly wounded.
turn your bones to dust.
95 damage. 188 damage.
Your
Choose a skill for JC.
strength
Second win.
is failing.
Switch weapons. Attack. Finesse. Bless piece. You don't have enough mana. Finesse. Use Finesse on Blue. Shuffling Omen. Slightly wounded. Raven. Seriously wounded. Alistair Okado at full health. Shuffling Omen. Slightly wounded. Alistair Okado at full health.
20 damage. 99 damage. 21 damage.
Choose a skill for JC. Second win. Switch weapons. Attack. Finesse. Bless piece. You don't have enough mana. Finesse. Use Finesse on Blue. Alistair Okado. Seriously wounded. Choose a skill for Sister Alexia. Hands of Healing. Attack. Light of Purity. Use Light of Purity.
7 damage. 187 damage. $22 damage.
Choose a skill for JC. Switch weapons. Attack. Finesse. Bless piece. Finesse. Use Finesse on Blue. Alistair Okado. Slightly wounded. Shuffling Omen. Slightly wounded. Alistair Okado. Slightly. Shuffling Omen. Slightly wounded. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Attack. Ice Spike. Blazing Weapon. Charged Weapon. Regain Focus. Blazing Strike. Icy Strike.
Your
Firebolt.
duty
Use Firebolt on Noob. Shuffling Omen. Slightly wounded.
is-
Alistair O'Connell.
49 damage. 79 damage.
You
Choose a skill for JC. Sex Switch Weapons. Attack. Finesse. Bless Piece. Warrior Strike. Brute Force. Use item. Brute Force. Use Brute Force on Noob. Alistair O'Connell. Slightly wounded. Shuffling Omen. Critically wounded.
I feel
21 damage. 25 damage. 117 damage.
Choose a skill for Sister Alexia. Hands of Healing. Attack. Hands of Healing. Use Hands of Healing on Noob. Gwen Adrianus. Slightly wounded. Sister Alexia wounded. JC wounded. Sister Alexia. Gwen Adrianus. Slightly wounded. Choose a skill for Attack. Light of Purity. Use Light of Purity on Noob. Alistair O'Connell. Slightly wounded. Choose a skill for JC. Second Wind. Switch Weapons. Attack. Finesse. Use Finesse on Noob. Alistair O'Connell. Slightly wounded. Choose a skill for Switch Weapons. Attack. Finesse. Bless Piece. You don't have enough. Not Warrior Strike. Brute Force. Use Brute Force on Noob. Alistair O'Connell. Slightly wounded. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Ice Spike. Blazing Web. Charged Web. Regain Focus. Blazing Strike. Icy Strike. Firebolt. Use Fire.
35 damage. 22 damage. 161 damage. 21 damage.
Battle log. You won. Close battle log.
A great darkness has been cast from the world. Divine be praised.
Let's hope he stays dead this time. Though I wouldn't mind putting him in his place again, if we had to.
From what I understand of such magic, he could not have returned on his own accord. Whoever called Alcano back from beyond the grave, that is our true adversary.
You don't think Okado was responsible for the attacks from the forest and the mines? Couldn't Okado be behind it all? You don't think Okado was responsible for the attacks from the forest and the mines?
No, I see it now. Alcano was only a puppet.
Then we must find the puppeteer. Come on, let's report back to Lord Adrianus. Well, at least he's gone. We should tell Lord Adrianus what we've discovered. Gwen, are you alright? You seem troubled. Well, then we must find the puppeteer. Come on, let's report back to Lord Adrianus. Would you like to quick travel back to town or continue exploring the mausoleum? Return to town. Would you like to quick travel back to town or continue exploring the mausoleum? Return to continue exploring. Return to town. Enter in East Gate. Press the enter key to enter Barhaven Graveyard. East West Road 02, intersection 24. East West Road 428. Fountain 2830. As far as I can see 30. Choose a beacon. Temple. North Gate. East Gate. West Gate. South Gate. Adrianus Manor.
North.
Which party member? Alexia. Gwen.
Yes? What did you need?
Tell me again how you learned to use magic. Never mind. Let's.
I'm right behind you.
North.
Which party member? Alexia. Gwen.
Yes?
Tell
What
me again
did
how
you
you learned to use
need?
magic. Never mind. Let's get moving.
I'm right
Which
behind
party
you.
member were you? Alexia.
What do you
You
need,
haven't
my
spent much time
friend?
outside the temple, have you? Let's get going.
I will follow.
West.
North.
East Gate 0.
North.
Southwest.
East West Road. East Gate 1.
West.
East West Road
West.
13, intersection 35. East West Road. Enter in East West Road.
West.
Enter in intersection. Enter in East West Road.
West. 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 Northwest.
Fountain 6. Walter Ricard 6. Fountain 6 11. East West Road.
Northwest.
Enter East West.
North.
Leaving East West Road.
Northwest.
Fountain 6.
West.
Northwest.
Head
North.
Southwest.
North South.
West.
Fountain 1 5. Walter Fountain 1 6. Head
North.
Southwest.
North South Road
West.
2 5. As far as I can. Fountain 1 5. Sally Ricard 5.
North.
Fountain Head
North.
Southwest.
North South Road.
West.
North.
East West.
North.
North. North. Northwest.
North South Road.
West.
Entering North South Road. Leaving North South Road. Head 2. Head.
North.
South.
Head 2.
West.
Fountain 8.
South.
North.
Head 2. Wall.
West.
Head 3.
North.
North. Northeast.
Entering intersection. North South Road 1. Entering North South Road.
West.
Enter
West.
West. Leaving North South Road.
West.
Entering entrance hall.
Northeast.
Choose a beacon. Adrianus Manor. Tavern. South Tavern. North Tavern. North Tavern. Temple Sleep. Temple back door. Temple Sleep in Core Tavern. North large chat room. Temple Sleep. Temple back door. Temple library. Bell. Cynic hall. Dining hall 2. Gallery. Armory. Entrance hall. Guest room 2. Entrance hall. Guest room 2. Closet door. Manor back door 1. Gwen's bedroom. Kitchen. Lab. Manor back door. Study. Ocean girl. Study.
West.
West.
Leaving entrance hall.
North.
Wall 1.
North.
Southwest.
Wall 2.
West.
North.
North.
Southwest.
Wall 2.
West.
North.
Gallery.
North.
North. North. West.
Door 7.
West.
West. East. West. West.
Alchemy lab door 1. Door 3.
West.
West. West.
Gallery door 1.
North.
Gallery wall 1. Door 6.
West.
West. West.
Alchemy lab door 1. Door 2.
West.
Study door 0. Entering study. Desk 4. What will it take? Student's amulet 101. A polished, translucent green stone on a simple leather thong. Amulets like these are a common sight at universities. Taken. Lord
Can
Avianus
I
2.
help you? While I appreciate what you're doing for our city, I must tell you, I do not approve of your dragging my daughter into it.
Nobody dragged me into this, Father. I want to help.
You have no idea what you're getting into. I don't want to see you hurt.
No, you just can't bring yourself to admit that I might actually be able to help. That I'm stronger than you pretend I am.
That's enough. I can't force you to stay here, where it's safe, though by all rights I should. But I will not entertain this discussion any longer. Now, if you had something to report, I suggest you get on with it.
I've discovered the source of the unrest in the graveyard. I'll return when I know more. I've discovered the source of the unrest in the graveyard.
Really? I must confess I'm surprised. What have you learned?
We learned that we're dealing with a necromancer. We just got back from fighting Alistair O'Connell. Someone resurrected Alistair O'Connell so that he would attack Farhaven. The undead were being controlled by Alistair O'Connell. Someone resurrected Alistair O'Connell so that he would attack Farhaven.
Ludicrous. Such a thing isn't possible.
But Father, I remember you and Cedric arguing about the side effects of resurrection. If it wasn't possible, why would you...
Well, of course it's possible. Anything's possible, theoretically. But you're talking about incredibly advanced necromancy. Very few mages have that sort of power. I need time to consider this news. If you don't need anything else, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave me to my thoughts.
We have much to discuss. Perhaps we could rent a room at the inn. It would give us a place to rest and meditate on what we've learned.
Sounds like a good idea. Let's go.
I hope we are able to identify our enemies soon. Alistair Alcano nearly toppled Farhaven in his day. Anyone able to command him must be powerful indeed.
We still need to investigate the mines. Maybe we'll find our answers there. We still need to investigate the forest. Maybe we'll find our answers there. Then let's not waste any more time. Come on. We still need to investigate the mines. Maybe we'll find our answers there.
Gwen, is everything alright? You're very quiet.
I'm not sure. Something just came to me, but I'm not sure why I didn't remember it before.
What is it? Anything that could help? Well, don't be shy. What did you remember? What is it? Anything that could help?
It was a conversation between Cedric and my father. Something about the possible side effects of resurrection magic. I think it got rather heated.
Why didn't you mention this sooner? Well, at least we know he has some experience with this sort of thing. Now let's do our job while he does his. Fascinating, but we need to get moving. Well, why didn't you mention this sooner?
I'm not sure. I didn't remember.
It's odd that you just forget something like that. Well, at least we know he has some experience with this sort of thing. Now let's do our job while he does his. Fascinating, but we need to get moving. Well, it's odd that you just forget something like that.
I know it's strange. It just came back to me all at once, but foggy. Like maybe I was half asleep when I overheard it.
The mind is a mysterious thing. You may be remembering something that was blocked somehow, or that you didn't even realize you'd heard.
We still need to explore the forest. Maybe we'll find some answers there. We still need to explore the mines. Maybe we'll find some answers there. We still need to explore the forest. Maybe we'll find some answers there. We still need to explore the mines. Maybe we'll find some answers there. Receive entering of large bedroom wall 0.
Hearing the results. Quest.
Quest 3. Current quest. Pilgrim's Progress. Completed quest. The Good Shepherd. No rest for the wicked. Trouble sleeping. Strange bedfellows. An offer of aid. The Good Shepherd. Father Ignatius can rest easy knowing that Alexia is safe. No rest for the wicked. I've made my report to Lord Adrianus. He seemed reluctant to believe it, but hopefully the information will prove useful. The Good Shepherd. No rest for the wicked. Trouble sleeping. After attacking us at the temple, the ghost is finally at rest. Guests in the tavern can sleep easy now. Strange bedfellows. Hope has asked me to help Liam with his search for the dark artifact. An offer of aid. Lord Adrianus tells me that the attacks are coming from three main areas: the Forest of Deepwood to the north, Silvershade Mine to the west, and the Graveyard to the east. I'll need to explore each of these in order to find out what's been causing the attacks. The Good Shepherd. No rest for the wicked. Which file will you save to? Create a new save file. Graveyard. Manor. Mines. North Forest 1. Mines. Manor. Graveyard. Game save. JC has 163 health. Gwen Adrianus has 118 health. Sister Alexia has 149 health. Which file will use? Graveyard. Game save. Fast travel. Farhaven. Farhaven. Choose a location. Eastgate. Enter in East West Road. Intersection 2. East West. Enter Eastgate. Gate 0. Enter in Eastgate. Press the enter key to enter Farhaven. Leave in Eastgate. Press the enter key to enter Farhaven. Choose a beacon. Farhaven Eastgate. Magical barrier. Valencourt Volcano Mausoleum. Sower's Graveyard side. Volcano Valencourt Mausoleum. Volcano Mausoleum. Sower's Graveyard side. Lunario Mausoleum. Sower's Graveyard side. Lunario Mausoleum. Map marker. Adrianus Mausoleum. Map marker. Adrianus Madranus Mausoleum. Novincius Mausoleum. Smellgate. Novincius Mausoleum. Madranus. Adrianus map marker. Lunario. Sower's Grave Volcano Mausoleum.
East.
East.
Entering path.
East. Northeast.
Enter path.
South.
Enter path. Enter path.
Northeast.
Leaving path. Path 2 4.
East.
Northeast.
Graveyard.
North.
Entering path. Enter path 14. Graveyard fence 15. Thicket 28. First faded from Sister Alexia.
East.
Enter path
East.
1. Leaving path.
East. East. East.
You will encounter retreat. Choose a skill for Gwen retreat. Choose a skill for retreat. You ran from the enemy.
East. Northeast.
Graveyard fence.
North.
East.
Hope the Vampire Slayer 8. Nothing to hope the Vampire Slayer 9. Volcano.
East.
Northwest.
Graveyard fence.
North.
Graveyard fence 12. Thicket 25.
East.
Volcano.
East.
South.
Graveyard.
South.
Northeast. East.
Volcano.
East.
Entering Volcano Mausoleum. You have encountered 4 enemies. Retreat. You ran from the enemy.
West.
You insert the key and the door opens. Okay. Press the enter key to enter Volcano Mausoleum. Leaving Volcano Mausoleum. Press the enter key to enter Farhaven Graveyard. Entering Tomb of Alistair Volcano. You have encountered 2 enemies. Choose retreat. You ran from the enemy. No units in sight. Mausoleum
No.
staircase 2 4. Wall 4. Entering Mausoleum staircase. Nothing to interact. Wall 7.
East.
Enter
No.
Mausoleum. Mausoleum staircase. Empty cell
West.
2. You have encountered 4 enemies. Retreat. Choose a skill for retreat. Choose a skill for retreat. You ran from the Wall 1.
South. West.
Empty cell
North.
1. Choose a beacon. Farhaven Catacombs.
South.
Wall 2.
South.
East.
Wall 3.
East.
West.
Southwest.
Mausoleum.
South.
Entering Mausoleum staircase.
East.
Wall 1.
East.
Mausoleum.
South.
South.
Press the enter key to enter Mausoleum
North.
staircase.
North.
Fast travel. Farhaven. Choose a beacon. Lunario Mausoleum. Valencourt Mausoleum. Novincius Mausoleum. Volcano Mausoleum. Adrianus Mausoleum. Set custom beacon. Adrianus Volcano Novincius Mausoleum.
North.
North. West.
Wall 3.
West.
South.
Wall 5.
South.
West.
Volcano.
West.
Entering Volcano family crypt.
West.
What will you take? Apprentice Ring of Vitality 101. Taken.
West.
Nothing to interact with.
Northwest.
Enter empty coffer 2. This
West.
container is empty.
West.
Leaving Volcano family crypt.
Northwest.
Wall 0.
North.
Wall 13.
North. North. West.
Wall 5.
West.
West.
You have encountered 2 enemies. Repeat. Choose a skill for repeat. Choose a skill for repeat. You ran from the enemy.
West. Northwest. North.
North.
Entering the Vincius family crypt.
North.
What will you take? Smith Sacred 1 of 3. Taken. Taken.
North.
What will you take? Potion of Greater Sorcery 1 of 3. Taken. Cracked Ruby 1 of 2. Taken. 17 gold 1 of 1.
North.
Leaving the Vincius family crypt.
Northeast.
Wall 0.
East.
West.
Enter ceremonial room 1. What will you take? Taken. Cracked Opal 1 of 1. Taken. Wall 2.
North.
Enter the Vincius. Leaving the Vincius family crypt.
West.
Wall 7.
West.
West. North.
Wall 2.
North.
East.
Fast travel. Farhaven. Choose a location. East gate. Enter in East West Road. Intersection 2. East West Road 327. Choose a beacon. Hidden tavern. Temple. North gate. East gate. West gate. South gate. Adriat Tavern. 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 Temples. Temple. Temple. Label. Dining hall. Gallery. Armory. Entrance. Guest room. Closet. Menor back. Men's back. Kitchen. Lab. Menor back. Study. Potion girl.
West.
West.
Enter in intersection. Enter in East West Road.
Southwest.
Leaving East West Road. Fountain 2227. As far as I.
Southwest.
Fence 11.
South.
Small.
West.
Deep versus potion stand. Enter in deep versus potion stand.
West.
Fence 4.
South.
Forge 5. Blacksmith of red.
West.
Fence 4. Forge 5. 15. Small gate 15.
Buy a potion or two.
West.
You're living, thank you.
Nothing to interact with. Fence 2. Forge 3 9. Jerome the Armor 9.
North.
Empty
West.
Alder 0. Fence 2. Forge 3 9. Empty
West.
Alder 0. Deep versus 1.
North.
Looking to buy?
West.
Tavern Wall 2.
West.
West.
Buy a potion or two. You're living, thank you.
Deep versus 1.
Looking potions, yes. And poisons too. What do you fancy, my sweet?
Is there anything I can do to help? Where do you get the ingredients for all these potions? What can you tell me about the Can you give me directions? Do you have any tips for adventurers? Can I buy your strongest potions? I'd like to buy some potions. I'll be going now.
Come back and see old Beatrice again.
Fast travel. Farhaven. Choose a beacon. Potion girl. Set custom beacon. Blacksmith. General store. Guard bear. Hidden temple. North gate. East gate. West gate. South gate. Adriana's tavern. South small bathroom. Tavern. North tavern. Tavern. Temple. Temple. Back door. Temple. Sleeping court. Temple. Temple. Light bell. Dining hall. Dining hall. Gallery. Armory. Entrance. Guest room. Closet door. Menor back. Men's back kitchen. Lab. Menor back study. Potion girl. Set custom. Blacksmith. General store. Guard barracks. Hidden tavern. Temple.
Buy a potion.
South.
Tavern wall 3.
West.
Enter beer versus potions. Enter beer versus fence 4. Forge.
Northwest.
Fence 0. Fence 0. Forge 1 4. Wall 4.
North.
Tavern
West.
empty.
North.
Confusion, paralysis.
Northwest.
Enter beer versus potion stand 1. East West Road 6 9. Temple wall 10.
North.
Leaving beer versus potion stand. Enter in East West Road.
West.
West.
West. Northwest.
Enter East West.
North.
Leaving East West Road.
Northwest.
Fountain 6.
West.
Northwest.
Head 2.
North.
Temple wall. Head 2 6. East West Road 16 18. Wilhelm
North.
Frida's house wall 9.
North. East.
Temple door.
East.
Entering temple. Leaving temple. Entering temple chapel.
Trust the divine. He will
Father
show
Ignatius I.
things. You were led here for a reason. Tell
Do
me
you know anything about
what
ancient
you
holy sites
see.
around Farhaven? What can you tell me about Farhaven? Do you know anything about ancient holy sites around Farhaven?
I know them well. I made the pilgrimage myself many years ago.
You did? You never mentioned it.
It was so long ago, I hardly remember. But I have something that may help in your search. Here it is. The information in this tome should be of great value to you. Take it. May it lead you to the answers you seek.
Thank you, Father. This means a great deal to me.
Go with the favor of the divine, my sister. And please, be safe. You were led here for
What
a
can you tell me
reason.
about Farhaven?
Tell me what
Do you
you
have any
see.
advice for adventurers? I need healing. What do you have for sale? I'll be going now. What do you have for sale? I need healing. What do you have for sale? You have 466 gold. What will you buy? You have 466 gold. What will you sell? Alistair O'Connell's ring, 71 gold. This ring takes the shape of 2 coiling serpents wrapped around the jet black skull. Weight effortless. Value 203. Restores the unit's health over time. 30 bonus unholy damage. Does not restrict magic. Apprentice amulet, 39 gold. Apprentice ring of shielding, 11 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 gold. Apprentice ring of vitality, 32 gold. Apprentice ring, apprentice robe, 50. Apprentice staff. Battle cleric's mantle, 54 gold. Battle cleric elderwood wand. Helm of mental mastery, 105 gold. Initiate's amulet, 4 gold. Helm of mental mastery, 105 gold. Armor rating, 13. Weight light. Value 299. Fortifies the unit's intelligence by 10 points. Fortifies the unit's willpower by 10 points. Provides immunity to distracted. Will does not restrict mana. Initiates amulet. Initiates amulet. Initiates amulet. Initiates amulet. Initiates ring of endure. Initiates amulet. Battle clip. Battle clip. Apprentice. Apprentice. Apprentice ring. Apprentice. Apprentice. Apprentice ring of shield. 19 week potion of respite. 4 gold. 6 week potion of sorcery. Alistair O'Connell's ring. 71 gold. 6 week. 19 8 week potion. 8 week potion of 3 week potion of great. 5 week potion of sorcery. 6 5 potion of respite. 6 potion of healing. 6 potion of greater sorcery. 19 gold. 3 potion of greater respite. 9 potion of alacrity. 6 gold. 2 draft of courage. 12 gold. Student's amulet. 9 gold. 2 draft of courage. 12 gold. This honey colored potion has a warm magical glow. Restores a demoralized unit's courage. Student's amulet. 9 gold. Wait, effortless. Value 25. Fortifies the unit's intelligence by 2 points. Does not restrict magic. Fortifies the unit's intelligence by 2 points. Student's amulet 9 gold. Sister Alexia's code 31 gold. Ring of the Vigilant 15 gold. Ring of the Emerald. Ring of Spike 15 gold. Ring of Spike 15 gold. Rabbit's foot 4 gold. Rabbit's foot 4 gold. Rabbit's foot 4 gold. You have 470 gold. Ring of Spike 15 gold. Rabbit's foot 4 gold. You have 474 gold. Ring of Spike 15 gold. Rabbit's foot 4 gold. You have 478 gold. Ring of Spike. Rabbit's foot 4 gold. Rabbit's foot 4. Rabbit's foot. Rabbit's foot. Psychic amulet 4 gold. Rabbit's foot 4 gold. You have 482 gold. Rabbit's foot 4. You have 486 gold. Rabbit's foot 4 gold. You have 490 gold. Rabbit's foot 4 gold. You have 494 gold. Ring of Spike 15. Psychic amulet 4 gold. Novice ring of warding 9 gold. Novice ring of warding 9 gold. Novice ring of warding 9 gold. Novice ring of ward magic defense rating 3. Novice ring of shielding. Novice pyromancer's robe. Novice cryomancer's robe. 68 necromancer acolyte's robe. 40 necromancer acolyte's monk's hood 31 gold. Monk's hood 31 gold. Armor rating 3. Makeshift amulet 3 gold. Makeshift amulet. Makeshift initiate staff. Initiate staff 5 gold. Initiate staff 5 gold. Wait, light. Value 13. Increases accuracy of magical attacks 3. Initiate staff. Initiates robe. Initiates robes. Initiates ring of ward. Initiates ring of vitality 5. Initiates helm of elder with wand 7. Helm of mental mastery 105 gold. Armor rating 13.
May the peace of the divine go with you.
South.
Northeast.
West.
Which file will you save to? Create a new save file. Graveyard. Game save.
Cast your cares upon the divine.
Belt word path window.
He cares for you.
Word path allocated button alt M. A hero's call free document but clickable. Clickable. Live 12640. Clickable. 0 viewers.
Trust the divine. He will show you the path. Let us be still and seek the divine together. Cast your cares upon the divine, for he cares for you. Trust the divine, he will show you the path. Let us be still and seek the divine together. Cast your cares upon the divine, for he cares for you. Trust the divine, he will show you the path. Let us be still and seek the divine together.
0 viewers. Clickable. Live 12754. Clickable. Clickable. Clickable button.